We've got our red curry paste ready from our previous recipe. We're going to put it together with a duck curry. I want to render out the fat from the duck as much as possible. I'm then going to use that reserved fat to make some crunchy lotus root toppings for our spectacular duck curry. The fastest way to render fat is actually quite a slow way. We want to start in a cold pan. I'm going to put all of our duck pieces skin side down in a cold pan. We want to bring this to temperature slowly. We'll need to pour off the fat probably 3 to 4 times during the cooking process. So these are all of the pieces that you would serve onto the plate. So we'd probably be serving 4 to 6 people with this duck curry because it's quite rich. Duck itself is quite rich, and then we've got all of these other fillings. So I'm going to turn that onto a medium, but we're starting with a cold pan, so we do not want this preheated. Now this process may take sort of up to 12 minutes. So we've got all of our duck rendered on one side. I took the breasts out a little bit earlier because they're going to be getting a second cook. Didn't want them to get too tough or all the way cooked through. I don't mind them taking them out at this stage when they're still blushing. Gave the legs and the bones a little bit more time. So all of our fat has been rendered off. I'm just going to pour the last of it into this pan so that we can fry our lotus chips. Some nice heat in our pan. So in goes our sizzling curry paste. So whilst we had toasted the spices, most of the things were raw in there. So I want to give it a little bit of heat before we add our liquid ingredients. Just keeping an eye on our chips, making sure we flip them, and then I can put another batch in. Now, even though I'm frying these for garnish for our red duck curry, you could serve them as an appetizer. So you're introducing that flavor of the duck early, so your guests having a bit of a preview of all the goodness to come. So if you wanted to slice these yourself, you could do them even thinner, which will be a much faster process for you. I'm going to deglaze with some chicken stock. So we've got some toasty flavors going through with the high heat. Now we're sort of anything that wasn't already cooked before with that curry paste will have some time to sort of poach and soften and relax again. So just give that a bit of a stir, and then I'm going to chop up my onion. Give it 2 to 3 minutes in the chicken stock, or wait for it to come back up to the boil, and then we'll add our next ingredients. So we've got our curry sauce on the go. I added some coconut milk and we've reduced it by about 1/4. So I'm going to pop our onion in now, which I've just sliced into crescents. And because we had par-cooked our breasts and our legs can take a little bit more cooking, we'll simmer it for sort of 5 to 7 more minutes before we add our fruit. So pop all of our duck back in there, flesh side down to start with. So I'll give it 3 to 5 minutes and then I'll flip it all over. Give it another 2 to 5. We'll see how we're going, and then we'll add our fruit. So our curry sauce has reduced to about 1/2 now. We can see that it's got some nice thickness about it, which is fantastic. So I'm going to warm through 1/2 of all of our fruit. So 1/2 of our tomato. So I'm going to save 1/2 of all of our fruit to top this so that we've got a nice contrast in colour. We've got 1/2 of our lychee. Now we've got some pineapple, so 1/2 of that as well. So I'm just going to warm those through and then we can start plating up. So we've got our rice there. You can serve it with a couple of cheeks of lime. So for the people who want a bit of acidity and brightness, we've got them taken care of as well. So there is our finished red duck curry with our homemade red curry paste. I know there's a few steps in there, but it really is worth it, and I think you're gonna love it.